Batman Arkham modding scene has been something of a core talking point when discussing the series' continued longevity and state, and 2026 has so far been a great year for Arkham modding, with everything from fundamental gameplay changes to some of the coolest suit mods that have come out over the last few years dropping this year. So let's cover the best Arkham mods of 2026 so far. Let me know down below which is your favourite mod, and do all the YouTube stuff to help out, and let me know you like this style of video. All the mods mentioned here will be linked down below, and without further ado, let's get right into it. Our first mods come from Arkham Asylum. That's due to Origins not having a great year so far, but I know there are some pretty cool things in the works for it. But Asylum has already had some massive mods released this year, and our first mod in the showcase, despite not being out yet, is going to be one of the most advanced suit mods ever made for Batman Arkham Asylum. If you've spent any amount of time on Instagram or TikTok in the last few years, you'd have probably seen this batsuit worn by Gavin Blake. Now, when he's not beating criminals down for stealing Sprite or beating someone down for making a 6-7 joke, which are both valid reasons to enforce justice, he's taking on the cowardly and superstitious lot in Arkham Asylum. And thanks to Mr. Binks, we can now play as Batman. This suit may look a little odd to the uninitiated, but trust me, it'll grow on you because it looks so nice in-game. Not only has Binks put an unreal amount of attention and care into the suit, adding small things like the GB logo and Nike logo on the glove and gauntlets, but this suit has 7 different damage states. Now, as someone whose mind is pretty easily blown, this was insane to see in action. Usually, with most modded suits, you get the suit and that's the end of the story, which is pretty cool in itself. But this suit will actually take damage and degrade, get cut, bleed, and have all sorts of damage inflicted on it. My favourite detail is the fact that one of the eye lenses cracks. It's a small thing, but by god it looks cool. And when you activate detective mode with this cracked eye lens, it doesn't glow like the other one. Now, I won't reveal the secret behind how Binks discovered that it did this, because it might not have been intentional, but it's still so cool. And like I said, it features 7 different damage states to reflect how much you've let Gavin get hit. Hopefully none, but if you do get hit, it's an awesome feature. Now, a couple of caveats. First of all, and most obviously, this mod isn't out yet. It will be further down the line, so don't worry if this is a suit that catches your eye. Also, as with all Arkham Asylum suit mods, TFC installer is required to put the suit in game, and upon installing the suit for the first time, your game might take a little longer to boot up due to the game sorting out all the custom shaders that come with this suit. But it's nothing to worry about, the game will run perfectly fine afterwards, and this is clearly just Arkham Asylum buckling under the immense aura that this suit exudes. Now, what about something that fundamentally changes how you play Arkham Asylum? Well, thanks to the legendary GP Unity, arch nemesis of Gotham Paladin and all-round nice guy, Arkham Asylum has finally become the madhouse it always touted itself to be. Now, technically, I am stretching the limitations of my self-imposed 2026 rule, but thanks to the Madhouse update to GP Unity's Knightfight Overhaul, this technically did come out in 2026. The Madhouse Overhaul is by far and away the most brutal and testing way to play through Arkham Asylum. Bosses are stronger, titans are more deadly, enemy spawn positions are adjusted in some circumstances, and my favourite change, just because of how much scare factor it adds to the game, lunatic skeletons are now removed from detective mode. Now, obviously the Overhaul changes so many other things that I haven't mentioned here, and it truly is the hardest way to play Arkham Asylum, and will be sure to pose a challenge to even the most experienced Arkham fan. But what if you wanted to truly push yourself to the edge of sanity? Well, say hello to the 1 HP mode, which is exactly what it says on the tin. It's an addition by GP Unity which lowers Batman's health to 1 health point, making every combat encounter a true test of ability. And to make this even harder, yes, you can combine it with the Madhouse Overhaul. And if you want to take it one step further, you can play the 1 HP update and Madhouse Overhaul on Chaos difficulty, and really put yourself through the ringer for your own, or in some cases other people's, viewing pleasure. Now, Arkham Asylum may be the current king of the gameplay overhaul in 2026, but Arkham City makes up for that with its insane amount of awesome suit mods that have come out this year. So let's take a look at them, shall we? Our first mod in Arkham City comes in the form of a port from Arkham Knight, that being Interlude's port of Manari's Dick Grayson Knightfight suit. The suit looks amazing within Arkham City's world, as do most suits, and my favourite feature is by far the cape. If you know anything about me, it's that I'm a huge fan of big capes, and this cape is definitely big, and it looks so good. The glowing eyes also look absolutely beautiful in City's world, and this is by far and away one of my favourite Arkham City suits out at the moment. Remember the Knightfight suits though, because thanks to Sonoda, we have a few more coming up later. Next up in Arkham City is a mod from the Archimist, one which might be a bit of a surprise, but one which looks absolutely gorgeous. It's Arkham Knight Batgirl from Arkham City. Now, like I said, this might seem a little odd, but it looks so good in game. The textures are so detailed, and above all else, it technically gives you a new playable character, obviously still with Batman's moveset and gadgets, but it looks so accurate to Arkham Knight, and the Archimist really cooked with this. Robin is next, and Interlude's port of the Robin suit we see in Arkham VR is one of the coolest Robin suits out there. It actually comes with 3 versions as well, a standard, a damaged version, and a less damaged version, all of which can be used in the open world through the community patch. And as someone who loves playing as Robin in these games, these suits are a must install, and quite frankly some of the best looking Robin suits in the series, even if he does lack some hair on the top of his head. Our next mod comes from Turtle and is the definitive Arkham City Beyond mod rework. There are a ton of mods which claim to fix the Arkham City Beyond suit, but this one really does, and it looks gorgeous. This replaces the standard Beyond suit, so there's no option for a new suit slot here, but quite frankly, you won't want to use the old one because this one improves it so much. I won't read out the entire list of changes Turtle made, but a few standout tweaks are a new, darker and shinier looking suit, making it appear more smooth and sleek, a much better and bigger cape, which I think looks so much nicer, and finally a new face sculpt, which makes Beyond look so much more human and less like some deep sea fish. This is definitely the best Arkham City Beyond suit fix out there, and in my opinion, if you're a fan of Beyond, this is an essential download. Our next 2 mods actually come as a pair, and it's a pair of outfits for Batman and Ra's al Ghul respectively. Coming from I Love Latinas, great name by the way, this mimics their costumes from The Demon Lives Again, and Batman and Ra's iconic battle from that issue, and by God this looks great. They both replace things, so again, no suit slots, but if you want to recreate the iconic battle, this will satiate that need. Now, shirtless Batman might be a weird visual for the time being, but when battling the head of the demon in his sandy illusion state, it works so well. This also changes Ra's ghost form, which I think is an awesome little touch. I just adore mods based on iconic moments from the comics, and this is what I think of when I think of Batman vs Ra's. So to be able to recreate this fight is awesome. So that's what we have for Arkham City, but what about Knight? Well, Knight has had the most mods this year, as is customary, and there's been a good mix of comic suits, a few gameplay fixes, and some world alterations. So let's take a look. Our first mod for Batman Arkham Knight is Luis's Critical Strike Fix. Now, this Critical Strike Fix is one of the most underrated mods uploaded this year, because it makes Arkham Knight's combat how it used to be. It makes it faster, more hard-hitting, and I'd argue more rewarding. It does this by bringing back the old speed multiplier up on landing critical strikes, something that was set to 0 following the 2022 Batman suit patch, for whatever reason. So with this mod, you can actually turn back the clock and make the combat as rewarding as it was. This mod does require TFC to install, but if you haven't used TFC before, don't worry, it's incredibly easy to use, and there are hundreds of guides out there. Anyway, remember earlier I mentioned how you should remember those Knightfight suits? Well, before I tell you why, I wanted to let you know that some awesome suits have been released while I've been editing this video, and they'll also be linked down below as well. So go and check them out because they are definitely worthy of this list. Anyway, Sonoda has been working on completing the set of Knightfight suits. Now, it is worth mentioning that alongside the two suits we'll talk about here, he has also made his own Knightfight Dick Grayson suit, but since it was released in 2025, it doesn't get the full works review here. However, this Tim Drake and Damian Wayne suit were both released in 2026, and are both some of the most unique suits that have come out this year. We'll start with Tim Drake. This suit is unreal, and one of my favourite suits in the game at the moment. It has some serious Beyond vibes to it, but it's so fun looking and colourful, and I just adore it. The cowl is probably my favourite part of it. It's very angular and jagged, and the yellow eyes just look so clean and polished. The cherry on top for this suit is the fact that not only does it come as a suit for Batman, but obviously this being the Tim Drake suit, it comes with a version for Tim Drake, which allows you to do some pretty cool tag team gameplay as two of the Knightfight suits, such as Sonoda's next suit, Damian Wayne Knightfight. The Damian Wayne suit for this little duology is equally cool, bringing the future version of the Son of the Bat to Arkham Knight, with all of the mod cons you'd expect in a Knightfight Damian Wayne Batsuit. The red eyes are a great touch, but my favourite feature is probably the waist cape. It's so unique, and this is probably one of the most unique suits in the whole game. Honestly, all of Sonoda's Knightfight suits are great, and as with all mods in this video, they will be linked down below, so make sure to go check them out. I also make some thumbnails for Sonoda, so, you know, if you see that I've made a thumbnail, let him know. He might hire me more and I might be able to feed my family. Anyway, who is this handsome mod maker? Oh, it's me! That's right, this is one of my few mods, but this is the one I'm probably most proud of. Obviously, this is shameless self-promotion, but I like this a lot. This is my comic-accurate Zurr NR suit, based on the suit's appearance in the Batman RIP comic. Now, I will be the first to admit, this suit isn't anything crazy. It's a few simple changes, but some which I think make one of Arkham Knight's ugliest suits, well, less ugly. We'll also pair this with another one of my mods, the Killer Croc Replacer, put together by the Archimist. This simply changes the Arkham Knight Croc into the Arkham Asylum and City Croc, in both the Season of Infamy DLC and in the Iceberg Lounge. Anyway, the changes I made to this suit are as follows. It has an updated head sculpt with a more defined jaw and less rounded head, and yes, it does have working decal, so he can still take the cowl off in cutscenes where it's necessary. I gave him a new cape, made to replicate the giant, seemingly never-ending cape the Zurr NR suit has in RIP. I added a more lore-accurate belt with smaller pouches, and the most notable change outside of the cape is the fact that he now has brighter and more colourful textures made to fit the comic book look of the suit. Because one thing that always annoyed me about the base Zurr suit was how washed out it looked. It's probably worth mentioning that the cape can also sometimes freak out due to it being from the Demon Batman suit, but nonetheless, I think this looks pretty damn cool. Again, this isn't a huge mod, but it's one I wanted to show off as I summon up the courage to make a completely custom mod one day. Anyway, what about something a little bit more unique? Well, that's where Manari comes in and saves the day with his absolutely beautiful Drifter pack. This suit pack contains 3 versions of the outfit seen worn by Bruce Wayne at the start of the Batman 2022 movie. These 3 outfits are actually incredible and are so unique. If you've been in the modding scene for any amount of time, you've almost definitely seen or used one of Manari's suits, and these are of equal quality that you'd expect from him. They are so amazing. The 3 versions are a hooded version, a non-hooded version, and a bike helmet version, which has such an undisputable aura about it. I don't know what it is, but that helmet is just so cool. All 3 suits also come with a nice little wingsuit type cape replacement, so it isn't completely immersion breaking when Bruce throws himself off a building. I also just like the fact that he has a little wingsuit. It's funny and also kind of cool. But we're not done with Manari's work, because the next suit up on the board might be a bit familiar to you long-time Arkham fans. This one is a must download for new playthroughs, and it's Manari CGI V8 suit. This suit is featured in the legendary Father to Son trailer, which might be my favourite bit of Batman Arkham media ever, ? It's actually goosebump inducing, and this suit reflects that, because it's so good looking. Now, although some will argue this suit is the same as the main game suit, you would be wrong. There are minor differences, and I think Manari's version is by far and away better than the main game suit. It's shinier, more detailed, and above all else, it's cleaner looking. On top of the new textures, model, and all-round refinements for the suit to make it closer to the CGI trailer suit, it also has a new face for when Bruce takes off the mask, and it comes with an alternate version, the true 240% suit. This is genuinely such a good looking suit. It takes the base game's golden look and adds little bits of gold here and there to really make the suit not look only more prestigious, but less lazy than the usual 240% suit, which just makes the bat symbol gold. I love these suits, and after using them, I genuinely find it hard to go back to the standard V8. That's how good they look. Now, this one isn't a suit mod, but rather a nice little continuity fix between Arkham City and Knight. This mod, installable through TFC, changes the GCPD vehicles to have the usual Arkham-style police decals and design seen in Asylum and City. This isn't a huge mod, it's actually a pretty small one actually, but for those of you who value some of that old school feel and attention to detail, I think this is a great little addition, and it just adds a little layer of continuity to the world of Arkham Knight. Seeing us out here though is the Archimist, friend of the channel and all-round nice guy, and his Killing Joke suit for Batman. Now, the Killing Joke is one of the most iconic Batman stories ever, and the suit is just beautiful. And the Archimist has brought 4 different versions of the classic suit worn by Batman in that story, a blue version and a black version. But both of these versions also come with 2 different faces, a custom sculpt by Sonoda and the base Arkham Knight face, which can both be seen during decal sequences. This suit is so well done, so well made, and contrary to popular belief, it isn't doo-doo. But they're all the mods I've got for you today. There've been so many amazing mods this year that I couldn't fit them all in this video without making it like an hour long, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more. I've actually done a lot of covers and banners for mods this year, so if you see my thumbnails, give the mod a download because it's probably a great mod, endorsed by the official Charles Cardy head of state, me. No, but all jokes aside, all mods in this video will be linked down below, along with a few extras thrown in there that I mentioned earlier that I just couldn't add to the script in time. Thank you all for watching, let me know your favourite mod of 2026 so far, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.